Hello, and welcome to the Surely You Can't Be Serious podcast. My name is Catherine, and I'm actually Jason's wife. This week, the guys will be discussing two of my favorite films, Pretty in Pink versus Some Kind of Wonderful. Now, these films really resonated with girls that grew up on the wrong side of the track because they helped them feel seen. And women of a certain age are probably still rocking out to this soundtrack because songs by Psychedelic Furs, Echo and the Bunnymen, NXS, and others are still just really great. So, enjoy.
You're talking like that just because I'm going out with Blane.
Blane? His name is Blane? That's a major appliance. That's not a name.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Surely You Can't Be Serious podcast. Today, we are talking about a movie that just turned 40 years old. And to help us with that, we've got our favorite double-breasted party machines. I'm sorry, I'm not going to do that. I will not do that.
You have to leave that in. Leave it in.
No. He made himself blush. He's big red.
That is great.
I know your husbands. It's totally fine. So, but to help us with that today, we have our friends Jill McCormick and Melissa Mingle back again to talk about two kind of John Hughes chick movies.
Definitely
chick movies, yes.
Okay. And for the...
Everyman.
Yeah. I mean, we get the fresh approach from Dee, who just watched these in the last 24 hours.
Yeah, well, I mean, I tried to watch Pretty in Pink about 3 times and fell asleep twice and got interrupted the third time. But yesterday I did finish it.
Good.
And then I immediately watched some kind of wonderful after that and watched the whole thing from beginning to end.
Good. I am excited to hear what you think. And of course, I'm always excited to hear what you guys think. Just to give a quick overview of both of these movies. Pretty in Pink was released February 28th, 1986. By the time this episode releases, it will have crossed the 40-year mark. And then Some Kind of Wonderful, basically 1 year after Pretty in Pink, right. It was dropped February 27th, 1987. Now, the interesting thing to me is Some Kind of Wonderful a gender flip of Pretty in Pink?
Obviously.
Definitely,
yes.
Yeah.
No question.
On purpose?
Yes.
Yes.
No question.
Okay. I mean, to me, that's an interesting thing to discuss. Why did John Hughes decide to do this again?
Because he hated the ending of the first one. It wasn't his original plan.
If you don't go to him now, I'm never going to take you to another prom ever again. You hear me? I mean, this is an incredibly romantic moment, and you're ruining it for me.
So here's the deal. So I heard Howie Deutsch talk about this. Howie Deutsch directed both of these movies. And on top of that, he married Amanda Jones shortly after directing both of these movies.
Also known as Leah Thompson.
Leah Thompson. And good for him because she was rocking in this,
Still is.
Still married. They're still married.
They are, and kids and the whole bit. Mm-hmm. So, but essentially, Howie Deutsch screened this movie at Paramount, and they loved it. They were with it all the way until the end. And then at the end, Andie does not end up with Blane. She ends up with Duckie.
Oh, the original.
At the original ending.
Yeah.
And the screening audience booed.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And that's why they panicked and said, you got to change this.
Right.
And John Hughes is like, no, the whole point of the story is that true love prevails. Like, we've been moving this direction for the entire movie. We can't just change the ending. And they said, you gotta, or people are going to hate this movie. So the question is, I mean, I guess we can talk about it in our final judgment, but did they make the right call? Is that ending better? Does Some Kind of Wonderful correct the mistakes of Pretty in Pink?
I would say let's save that. Like, I think that's the key question for these two movies is which one of them is the right telling of the story. Because, I mean, there's no question it's friend and other gender friend, one who is attracted to the one and one who is not. And then the one who's not attracted to her friend is attracted to somebody else and is involved in the story. It's the exact same plot line. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And so then the question is, which one of the movies got it right? Did they both get it right? Was it different because of the gender reversal? And I think we got to decide that one once we're done with the movie. I know that everybody probably has their opinion, but maybe we can change that by the time we're done.
Okay. Interesting. All right. So, Jill, let me start with you. What is your relationship with these movies?
I love Pretty in Pink. And I love both these movies, but like I grew up like nostalgia for that movie. And Molly Ringwald was my girl. Like John Hughes movies, Molly Ringwald was the key. And I'd also seen Some Kind of Wonderful, loved it too. But there was like an imprint of Pretty in Pink with me.
Okay.
I mean, just at the time.
Good.
I'm not saying that's how I feel about it right now. I'm just saying at the time.
Okay. I guess you're allowed to change your mind after 40 years. Melissa, what about you?
Same thing. As a 16-year-old girl, I do think Pretty in Pink especially would appeal to females more that age at that time. And I preferred that one over Some Kind of Wonderful at the time. It's interesting to watch movies I haven't seen in at least a couple of decades with an adult filter. But for the time, I love the soundtrack. I had strong feelings about how the outcome would come out, but I preferred Pretty in Pink. But when I rewatched Some Kind of Wonderful, I kind of had a new appreciation for what it is. I mean, it's not Oscar material, but for the John Hughes teenage kind of thing, I appreciated more about it than I remembered.
Okay. Let me ask you this. So Kathy and I just went and saw Pretty in Pink for the 40th anniversary at the movie theater. Mm-hmm. And I'm a big believer in corporate watching, like movie theater experience. Mm-hmm. I saw things that I didn't notice from just watching to my TV at home. And we were swept away again in the theater. And for her, so my wife and I, we both went to a very affluent school, Jenks High School, and out of the Tulsa area. Super affluent. She's kind of a girl from the wrong side of the tracks. She didn't have a lot of money, and so she identified strongly with the Molly Ringwald character. That movie just really spoke to her. And in the movie theater, I mean, she was singing the songs and saying the lines and loving it. Mm-hmm. So I'll be interested to hear what you guys think about that. And I'll especially want to hear what you think about it. So
the newly deflowered.
We get you used right here. Right?
You took my Pretty in Pink virginity. So I asked this question before we got started. I know that Pretty in Pink was the first movie that Howard Deutsch directed with John Hughes writing, and maybe the first one he directed at all.
It is.
He was John Hughes' kind of go-to guy for the movies that John Hughes wasn't going to, of his own, that he wasn't going to direct. Howard Deutsch was the guy that he said, "You're my guy, and you're going to do it." So how'd they meet?
So Howie Deutsch got the job because he cut the trailer for 16 Candles.
Really?
Oh, I didn't know.
That's how they met, because he was working on 16 Candles, cut the trailer, and John Hughes is like, look, I need somebody to be my guy, do what I think and do what
Yeah.
I mean, and that's how they met, because he was working on trailers.
Okay. So obviously when he comes along in 87, directs Some Kind of Wonderful, that's where he meets Leah Thompson. How soon after that did they get married?
They got married in 89, I think.
Wow.
89.
Okay.
But, he had to beg her to do this. Mm-hmm. Did you hear this story?
Mm-hmm.
Tell me.
Well, I mean, I just know, like, John Hughes originally wanted Molly Ringwald to play that part.
Yep.
And she was like, no, thank you. I just did that part. Kind of.
Right.
I mean,
Yeah.
and which, I don't know if we're going to talk about now, caused a huge rift between her and John Hughes at the time. Kind of broke their relationship. But Leah Thompson had done Howard the Duck, correct? So she wasn't going to do this movie, and then that movie kind of flopped. So she came back and was like, yeah, never mind. Let me retrack.
Yeah. Yeah, because she went, I mean, she was flying high off of Back to the Future.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then Howard the Duck was the duck egg that it was. Yeah. And this one kind of brought her back into the fray to somewhat. But I gotta ask this question. Like, do you guys find Molly Ringwald attractive and could imagine her as the pretty girl, the pretty popular girl at the school?
She was in the Breakfast Club. She was the popular girl.
Yeah, and I don't believe her in that either. Like, it doesn't. I
agree.
To me, she's.
Okay, this hurts my feelings a little bit because I was
I
Molly
know.
Ringwald in high school.
No, but I mean that's okay because she to me completely fits the character in Pretty in Pink.
Right.
The girl that you don't normally think of as pretty, but just something about her sparks with you, and she's got her own style. That seems to me the right place for Molly Ringwald,
Yes.
not
Claire.
not the prom queen, right?
Perfect in 16 Candles.
Yes.
Yeah.
Perfect in Pretty in Pink.
Yeah.
I mean, we talked about how, like, Diane Lane, I think, was up for the role of the princess in Breakfast Club.
Yeah.
Way better.
Perfect.
Way better, right? Mm-hmm. Or even, I think Robin Wright was up for that part.
Yeah.
Yep.
Both of them.
So, we should talk about this. For a long time, you and I had not discussed any John Hughes movies.
Yeah, we went forever, and now we've got.
This
is like 8 and 9, I think.
Yeah.
So we've done Home Alone, we've done Weird Science, we've done The Great Outdoors, we've done Vacation, we've done
Christmas
The Breakfast
Vacation.
Club, we've done Christmas Vacation.
Yeah.
We're getting ready to do Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
Yeah.
So we're getting there with John Hughes.
Absolutely, yeah. And we'll probably do Uncle Buck versus Planes, Trains, and Automobiles as well.
Can't wait to
Ooh,
do that.
nice.
Yeah.
But again, these aren't, of the ones that we've done, these aren't ones that he's directed. Like, I'm
Right.
trying to think, which of the ones that we've talked about did he direct? I think the only one is Breakfast Club. I think every single one had a different director. You had Harold Ramis, you had Chris Columbus.
So John Hughes directed Weird
Yeah,
Science.
John Hughes did Weird Science.
Okay.
So there's two of all of the seven or whatever that we've covered that he's directed. But I think I can always tell a difference in one that he's directed versus ones that he hasn't directed.
Interesting.
It's just to me, these, like, you take Pretty in Pink, for example, you've got one of the main character is the same main character. It's essentially a very similar story to 16 Candles, but it's not 16 Candles at all. Like, it doesn't remind me of 16 Candles at all. It's an entirely different feel, different vibe. I don't know if it's the music choice, the camera angles, whatever it is. To me, it's always a different vibe.
Okay. Well, it definitely was between Vacation and The Great Outdoors. We talked about that.
Sure.
Those are essentially that's a remake to me. I think I said that back then.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's talk about the cast of Pretty in Pink. Okay, so Molly Ringwald, she gets the job. John Hughes writes this part for her.
She was kind of his muse.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
You know you're talking like that just because I'm going out with Blane.
Blane? His name is Blane? Oh, that's a major appliance. That's not a name.
He'd already worked with her on 16 Candles, loved her, connected with her, wanted her.
The story that I heard from Molly Ringwald is that he was looking through pictures of casting because they had just joined the same like casting company or whatever. But he's looking through pictures for something else that he's doing. He sees her picture, pulls it out, sets it up here, and then writes 16 Candles for her. Her photo was like, this is going to be my inspiration for this 16 Candles movie. So yes, very much his muse. And then she kept being his muse. And I wonder in this one if that maybe she got a little too big for her britches given the circumstances that she was in.
Mm-hmm.
I don't blame her for wanting to break away because Some Kind of Wonderful is just the same movie redone.
Yeah. I mean, Anthony Michael Hall, I'm sure you're going to talk about this, was up for the Duckie part, but he was like, it's too much the same as
same
16
character,
Candles.
right, yeah.
It'd be weird. Yeah,
And it would be weird.
it would be weird.
So I think they had to recast those movies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, Anthony Michael Hall, he goes on and does Out of Bounds, which is an action movie in 1986. Have you guys seen that movie?
No.
If I have, it's been a really long time.
It's terrible. It's terrible, but it had a cool premise, and it was set at the Sunset Strip in Hollywood, which was really cool to revisit that in 1986. I mean, he blows somebody away in the first 30 seconds of the movie, and you're like, wait, what?
Brian Johnson, what are you doing?
I know.
My impression of Brig Bri with a gun. Yeah. So Molly Ringwald, and I heard that, she had brought a song to John Hughes. I think this is right. One of her favorite songs at the time was the psychedelic first song, Pretty in Pink.
Yes.
And brought it to him, said, hey, this is my favorite song. I want you to listen to it. And so he took that as inspiration and then wrote this. It's a Cinderella story, right?
Yeah.
For her, and John Hughes, I think, does a great job of making these seemingly minor moments from our teenage years major because they were major to us, right? So this whole movie is about going to prom,
Right. Yeah.
I mean, it's young love, but the big thing is,
Well, and it's crossing the tracks. It's the haves versus the have-nots, except that it's like I want to be in that world, right?
Yeah.
I want to be a have instead of a have-not.
sure, 16 Candles is about your family forgetting your birthday, right?
Yeah.
But yes, so Molly Ringwald, she had been in 16 Candles, of course, Breakfast Club. She had been in a movie called For Keeps. Did you guys ever see that?
I did.
Yes, I saw that. It's not in my top Molly Ringwald movies, but it's fine.
It's John Hughes-esque.
Yes.
Teen pregnancy.
Yeah.
Kind of like not what she expected. I don't know. I mean, I probably saw it when it first came out, and that's it. It's even at the time I didn't love it.
Yeah. She also played a character in Stephen King's miniseries The Stand, which was one of my favorite books, and I was very anxious to watch that.
Yeah.
But she's playing a teenager in 1994.
Oh, wow.
So,
Well,
26.
I mean, let's be realistic about that, because in 1994, what she would have been 26.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We had a lot older people playing
That's true.
teenagers
That's true.
in these
We-
movies
yeah,
than
that's
26.
Grease, the movie Grease, they're all like 30.
Yeah, that's
Well,
true.
and speaking of which, same high school. Same
Oh,
high
yeah.
school
Oh, yeah.
as
Yeah.
Grease was filmed at. That's just
That's true.
that was my little tidbit note, but
When
since
you-
mentioned it,
Yep.
when you're looking at the hallways where all this stuff is going on, I'm like, Rizzo was there
Right,
about
yeah.
10 minutes ago, you
I
know?
yeah,
Yeah.
as I was watching Some Kind of Wonderful, the very first scene with the skinhead in it where he's got his boot up and not letting him by, my 18-year-old walks in the house and he looks at it and he's like, why is a high school kid 40 years old?
Yeah.
And I was like, well, I'll look it up and I'll tell him that now he's like 25. Now he was 35 years old.
Oh,
Was he really?
35 years old.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
fair
Did you say
enough.
he's not 40?
Yeah.
He's 35.
Yeah.
Okay, Andrew McCarthy as Blane.
You told me you couldn't believe in somebody who didn't believe in you. I believed in you. Always believed in you. You just didn't believe in me. I love you.
What do you guys think?
I didn't hate him as a choice, but I didn't just love him.
I mean, at the time, I did love him. But, like,
I
what
thought he
I've
was
read
okay.
was they really wanted, like, a square-jawed jock type character to play that part. And Molly Ringwald had say in who was going to get it. And Andrew McCarthy comes in and she said, I would have a crush on that guy, so Andie would have a crush on that guy. That's the guy. And they did not love that idea at first.
Yeah. They had James Spader in mind to play that part, and he asked to play the villain instead.
I heard that, and he nails that.
And a square-jawed jock type, I mean, that's Jake Ryan, right? That's going to be
Yeah.
Yeah.
another Jake Ryan. I didn't have a problem with Andrew McCarthy. I mean, he is not overwhelmingly handsome, which makes me believe that he could be interested in Molly Ringwald.
Yeah.
The idea that James Spader was interested in Molly Ringwald was like, what?
That doesn't work at all. I agree.
Doesn't make any sense. So,
Yeah.
everybody on the same page with
Agreed.
me on that one? Yeah.
Totally agree.
Yeah.
I heard the name Charlie Sheen. That's the name that John Hughes kind of had in mind for that role.
I heard that, yeah.
You know?
Because he had
He's-
gotten rejected as too handsome for something else. I remember that. He's too good looking.
Right.
And so if you want a guy who's going to sweep her off her feet, yeah. But no, I believe Andrew McCarthy is the guy who would be fascinated by this artsy girl that's not in his circle and want to pursue her. Yeah.
The scene where he somehow, in 1986, manages to send her a
computer
Facebook friend request on the
Yeah.
computer, right? The
With
computer
images.
trick.
Even
With
at
images.
the time.
With
I'm
images.
Like, yeah. They spin around or whatever.
This does not exist.
I mean,
not at a high school
That
level.
was cutting edge.
Yeah.
I'm like, what?
So obviously he's a computer nerd.
Do you like me? Check yes or no over the computer, essentially.
Yes.
Right.
But when she's like, Duckie, I'm working, leave me alone. And he's like, who's Duckie? And then she starts to look around. That moment I thought was very real. It felt really high school. Felt,
Yes.
You know.
That's
Yes,
true.
it did.
And then he stands up and he gives this super smile. At that moment, I think, we're all like, yeah, this could work. They have it.
Yeah.
They have that chemistry. By the way, I've got to throw this at you guys. Andrew McCarthy and Molly Ringwald do another movie right after this together. Have you ever seen or heard of the movie Fresh Horses?
I remember it.
Yes,
I
I
didn't
saw it.
see it.
Did you? Mm-hmm. Okay.
I think-
I don't remember it very well, but I did see. I mean, Molly Ringwald, I saw whatever movie she was in.
I think I heard it wasn't very good from someone, and back then that was your.
I think it was like Molly Ringwald trying to be sexy.
Yeah, I
Is
think
that-
so. Mm-hmm. That tracks.
A little more. Okay. James Spader, who we're going to talk about here in a second, he and Andrew McCarthy do a movie right after this together. Do you remember this movie? I guarantee you've all seen it. Yes, it's Mannequin.
Oh yeah.
I didn't
Yeah.
remember he was in Mannequin till we were doing this. I went to go see it on Valentine's Day on a date in Quail Springs Mall in Oklahoma City. Power went out. There was a big storm. We didn't go see it. I don't think I ever saw it. But I saw, when I was looking, I saw a screenshot, and I'm like, James Spader was in. He looks nerdy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's kind of a nerdy character.
He is the nerd, yeah.
I have a question. Less Than Zero.
Yes.
Oh,
Is that not also Andrew McCarthy?
It is.
It
And
is.
James Spader.
Yeah, and James Spader.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
I
Yeah.
forgot.
Okay,
That's
yeah,
right.
I was like, because I thought that I was like, wait a minute, this is too easy.
Mannequin and then
Catch,
Less
I
Than Zero.
forgot.
Yeah.
And so what's interesting, because I know that you're going to get to it here in a second, is the third player in that movie. What's her name?
Jamie
Jamie
Gertz.
Gertz. Yeah.
Not including her. The third player is obviously Robert Downey Jr.
Right.
And Robert Downey Jr. was one of the very high possibilities for the Duckie role.
Yes.
Which, the way that Molly Ringwald put this, I could see it. She found him attractive, and she could see her character being attracted to him, and the ending that was planned being the one that works. It's just that when Jon Cryer got the part, basically he's just kind of a high energy guy, and he annoyed Molly Ringwald, annoyed Andrew McCarthy, and so by the time they get to the end of the movie, she's like talking to Howie Deutsch and saying there's no way she's going to go with Duckie. It just doesn't make any sense.
Jill and I had this conversation. She told me before I saw it about Robert Downey Jr. And I remember seeing him in Back to School first with Rodney Dangerfield. And then you guys talked about Weird Science. That's the second thing. And that would have changed my opinion of it if it was him. And Jon Cryer's funny. He's a lot of comic relief. He has his own charm. They have this great, he really does care about her.
But the chemistry would have been different.
It
It would have made more
sense.
sense.
It didn't work.
Right.
But Robert Downey Jr., that would have worked.
For the Colvin alternate universe casting, Robert
Yes.
Downey Jr. would have been an amazing
Hands
decision.
down.
I mean, because he could pull off the crazy clothes like
Yeah.
It's true.
Duckie has. He would not have seemed as
Spastic.
homosexual, as for lack of a better term.
Yes.
I mean, when the movie first starts, I'm like, oh, this is her gay friend, which I mean is kind of the same vibe that you get with Some Kind of Wonderful, right? He's got a lesbian friend, but it's not. It's just
Right.
It's the same story.
Okay, before we get to Jon Cryer,
Yeah.
which we're already kind of there, I just wanted to reel off Andrew McCarthy's 80s. He really had a solid
Yeah.
80s.
Yeah.
More
So-
than I remembered.
He did Class. That was his start with Rob Lowe and Jacqueline Bisset. He did St. Elmo's Fire, which is Dee's favorite movie of all time. He does Pretty in Pink. He does Mannequin. He does Less Than Zero. And he rounds it all off in 89 with Weekend at Bernie's. That's pretty solid 80s
good
for
80s
him.
run.
Yeah. Got his start playing the Artful Dodger in Oliver.
Yeah, he was, I mean, we're going to get there, obviously, but when they had to go back and reshoot, he also was doing a lot of stage performing as well. And when they go back to do the reshoot, when they change the ending, he is performing in a play in New York City and has lost a bunch of weight and shaved his head, which is why he has that horrible wig at the end. Like, I didn't even read, I didn't read anything on this. Nothing. I read nothing on either of the movies, and I just wanted to see them as fresh as I could. And I got to that part, and I was like, why is his
wrong with
hair?
his
Why is his hair a wig?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's pretty terrible.
It's a terrible
I
wig.
think they spent more on Iona's wigs than his wig for the reshoot. She's got all those fabulous hair pieces and wigs. But
Well, and I've heard him say before too that like if they'd known how this movie we would still be talking about it 40 years later, they would have spent more money on a better wig.
Yeah.
Well,
They
and in
weren't
fairness, they were scrambling to get a new ending put together and filmed because
Deadlines.
they weren't really
Extra
expecting
money.
to do that, you know?
yeah.
And even Andrew McCarthy, when they called him, they're like, hey, we're reshooting the ending. He's like, what? Why? And they're like, well, she's going to end up with Blane. He's like, what?
Yeah.
So he was shocked.
The appliance?
Yeah.
The major appliance. I sent you, I don't know if I sent this to you guys or not. There is a little clip on YouTube where you can actually see a little bit of the alternate ending. Now, it's not, you can't like watch the movie.
They're filming it. You
They're
can
filming
kinda
it.
see it behind the scenes.
And they kind of give him the diss. Like Duckie and Andie are holding hands and they're like, beat it, Blane.
Yeah.
So what do you think?
I'll save that till
Okay.
the
All
end.
right. I mean, I do think it's an interesting question. Did Blane do enough to win Andie back? I think that's a valid question. And I also feel like, I think I was telling you guys before we started recording, I don't think they did a good job of showing Blane's pressures at home. I feel like there's a missing scene where maybe his mom and his dad are giving him a hard time because he just does a flip. Like he's in love with Andie, and then he shows up at school and he's like avoiding her, and he
talks about it, and Steff kind of alludes to it at some point. But yeah, we don't really see what his parents are like.
Not answering the phone, but that's pretty much it.
And Steff does mention that your mom is vicious. Well, show it. Let's see it. Let's be a part of Blane's world enough where we can see that happening. We can see the pressures. We'll talk about whether that works or not with you guys here in a little bit. Okay. All right. So let's move on to Duckie, Jon Cryer.
I don't think I'm running myself down. Why? Because of the way I dress? Because I can laugh at myself? That's called a sense of humor. You should get one. They're nice.
He comes from a family in show business.
Really?
His dad, like he said, the proudest moment he ever had was that his dad was in Wonder Woman, like the TV show.
Loved Wonder Woman.
Yeah. So, and then
Linda Carter.
He said and his dad had a part in Escape from Alcatraz. He got the hose down Clint Eastwood.
Oh, that's a great movie. That's a true story.
I love
ish.
Supposed to be ish.
Yeah, right? And Jon Cryer got his start in the movie No Small Affair. You guys seen that?
Yes.
No.
Demi Moore. That's right.
And he's younger. I don't remember everything about it. Yeah.
Them in a scooter.
Forgot about it.
Yeah. No Small Affair. And then after Pretty in Pink, he does Superman 4.
The dude of steel. Boy, are you gonna get it?
Did not see that. I gave up by
Good 3. For you. Good
I
for
made
you
it through
not seeing
Superman
that.
2.
Superman 4 is kind of notorious for being one of the worst movies of the 80s.
Is that Richard Cryer?
No,
that's 3.
Okay.
It's Nuclear Man. It's terrible. But he's Lex Luthor's nephew.
Yeah.
Who's annoying as crap through the entire movie.
Yeah.
Huh.
And then he does Hiding Out.
I saw Hiding Out.
I thought that was
He's
pretty
an attorney hiding from the mafia. I think we
Remember
saw
that
it together.
Well, obviously it left a big impression.
Is it somebody from Mystic Pizza? I can't remember. I didn't know you were going to throw this out. So
I'm sorry. No, it is the.
No, one of the minor.
Remember the song?
Doesn't matter.
There's a song by Pretty Poison called "Catch Me I'm Falling."
Yes,
it's
love
from that. That's
song.
from that movie.
Yep, they're roller skating.
Yep. And then he does, of course, he goes on to do Hot Shots and then 2.5 Men, which that's kind of what he's famous for. This role, as you said, Anthony Michael Hall, Robert Downey Jr.
Yes, there were better choices there.
I mean, it depends, right?
I don't see Anthony Michael Hall being a better choice for that, but Robert Downey Jr. yes, could have been.
If they're going to end up
if
together,
they're going to end up
together,
he
yes,
was
that's
a
better
choice.
Right.
If it's going to be the annoying little brother, I think Jon Cryer nailed it.
Of course.
Exactly.
Yeah, absolutely.
He's so funny in it too,
and he's not a bad-looking guy. He's just goofier.
He's just goofy.
Yeah.
When they go to the record store and he does the lip sync thing, which by the way was choreographed by Kenny Ortega.
Oh wow! Okay.
Of Dirty Dancing fame and
many others. Yeah.
It doesn't really look like he's dancing, just like he's being a spaz. But that scene where she turns to Iona and says, "Have you ever had one of these?" And she's like, "I don't think so." To me, it's very clear he is just there to annoy the crap out of her. He's like a little brother who's in love with. He's a puppy dog that follows her around, and he nails that. I think.
I love this woman. And I have to tell her. And if she laughs, she laughs. And if she doesn't love me, she doesn't love me. But if I don't find out, oh, I love her too much.
So for them to end up together, well, let's keep going.
Well, she feels like she has to take care of him. Like when they're studying and everything, like she's the one like, you've got to get this together.
You're not going to graduate if you don't.
She loves him, but in a different way.
Yeah.
He's good for her ego. I mean, let's not get that wrong. Like, I'm sure that's not...
Yeah.
Sure.
Andrew Dice Clay makes a great point in this movie. Why does she go to the club all the time if she knows that he can't get in?
Don't let you in, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Dead on. Andie, to me, is the only character in this movie who is smart and capable and brave and strong. Everybody else has massive problems.
My husband brought up a good point. I made, like Jason and his lovely bride, I made him go see it on Valentine's Day. And he's like, Duckie had the courage to go after James Spader, after Steff in the hall. And, you know, finally, after a BS apology at the prom, Andrew McCarthy and his bad wig kind of, you know, tells him he's shit, finally. But it took a lot for him to say that, but he's not physically willing to take him on. So he kind of was like, what? She doesn't end up with Duckie? But he loves her, and he's a better person and braver than Andrew McCarthy is.
Definitely agree with that.
And his apology was a non-apology.
And he does go after Steff after Steff turns and starts walking away. He does tackle him
Fair
from
enough.
behind. And charge him while he's looking at him.
That's true.
Which is still more than Blane was willing to do. But yeah.
That's true.
He's not stupid. He's like, hey,
Well,
he could take me.
And the way that Blane makes, the line that he delivers that makes the ending plausible is,
You said
I didn't believe in you.
Yeah.
I
just didn't believe in
me.
me. Right.
And when I heard it the first time, I thought he said, you didn't believe in me. And I was like, this is the worst apology I've ever heard in my life.
That's what I still think he said.
No. So
That is better.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
I have
what he
always
says
thought-
is, it isn't I didn't believe in you, it was I didn't believe in me.
Yeah.
And
Well, doesn't
that's-
that make a difference?
Yeah, like he's owning his cowardice. Like his friends and his parents pressured him into doing something, and he cowered to that. And then he comes back and says, I didn't believe in myself, not because I didn't believe in you.
He does still
And-
say, you don't need me to say I'm sorry. It's like, yeah, I'm going to need you to
It
say
would be-
you're
yeah, that's
sorry.
true.
But I did I think he mumbles a little, and I couldn't tell what he was saying. I have always thought, thank you, Dee.
You're welcome.
I still,
Glad I could be a fresh pair of
still-
ears and eyes for you.
Wow.
but I still, well, we'll get to what team each of us are
Yeah.
later.
Okay. All right. Let's keep moving. Annie Potts as
Love
Iona.
her.
Andie, hon, listen. It's after 7. Don't waste good lip gloss.
So she's fantastic. And talking about her as like the old mother kind of figure in this thing, I was like, what the heck? She's not that much old. Holy crap. She's born in 52.
Oh, wow.
Oh, she looks great.
She looks fantastic.
She
like
looks
she
like
was
maybe
hot as
30.
a firecracker.
Yeah.
Yes. But yeah, well, she's in her 30s because this was
Yeah.
86, so she's 34, 35.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's 34. She's younger than the guy playing the skinny
That's
in Some Kind of
funny.
Wonderful.
Wow.
But comparatively speaking, like she's 3 years younger than my dad is, and these kids were obviously, not my age, but not much older than me.
Yeah.
And so she was closer to being kind of a mother, but she just looks so good,
She looks
Yeah.
Yeah,
fantastic.
she does.
especially in that rubber dress.
Yeah. Her costume, the makeup, I love her.
Applause.
Hey, she looks great until she changes into the Miami Vice outfit.
That was a little mommy, yeah.
Well, yeah.
Ish, mommy.
I know that was kind of high style
For
at the
Terrence,
moment, but
Happy-ish. Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't like that. I like the rubber
And she
dress
did
better.
look older when she was a 20. I know. I did. I love her. She's so funny. I love her lines. She's a really great actress. She's done a lot of comedy, but she's a great actress.
You know, I think it's worth pointing out she had like 3 iconic roles in the 1980s, right? So she's Janine in Ghostbusters, Iona in Pretty in Pink, and then she's in Designing Women.
Yeah. Yeah.
Her last outfit is kind of a precursor to what the style
Exactly.
of Designing Women was.
Yeah,
Right.
that's true.
Southern shoulder pads.
Yep.
I heard that they had talked to Tracy Ullman and Angelica Houston for the Iona role.
Yeah, I'm so glad
Can't
they went
see
with
either
Annie
of
Potts'
those.
best
I can
choice.
kind of see it, but they
But
made the
not
right
them working
choice.
in a record store,
Yeah.
right?
That's
And
true.
being hip
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
having crazy hair like that.
Yeah.
No,
Right.
it doesn't sound right.
You know, she answers the phone at Trax. She picks it up. She's like, Trax, what do you want? I'm like, that is Ghostbusters right there.
Yeah.
Sorry about the whole bug eyes thing.
I also play racquetball. All right, let's talk about James Spader for a second.
It's not worth it, man. I told you it wasn't going to work, you know. The girl was, is, and will always be nada.
Yes.
Let's talk about James Spader.
I've
Is he
been
hot?
waiting.
Are you guys like in love with him or what?
Yes.
Are you? Okay.
I mean, who can pull off a white suit better than that other than Don Johnson, maybe? I don't know.
Yeah, which my husband had all kinds of thoughts about. Like, who wears that in high school?
Yes.
But this isn't
Who wears a suit
Oklahoma
to high school?
City, upper echelon, like our high school. This is, I have a question for you guys.
But
Most
still,
of-
Blaine's not walking around in a suit.
He kind
He
of
does,
is,
kind
a little
of.
bit, yeah.
Okay.
So a lot of his movies are in Chicago, Illinois. Do they ever really say it was all filmed in LA? And I don't remember anything that shows.
I read that it was script-wise it was set in Chicago.
But they don't really ever explicitly say it, do they?
I don't think so.
Okay, I didn't think so
And
either.
there are California license plates. I know that.
Well, and yeah,
Oh, see, good
And obvious
catch.
California.
everybody's got a suntan, and yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
James Spader crushes it as the
He's
bad
such
guy.
a good a-hole. Oh, my gosh.
Right?
Yes.
He's believable.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, most people you wouldn't believe being that jerkish, but somehow he makes it believable. And that's something impressive, honestly.
Yeah.
Do you believe that he and Blane are good friends?
Yeah, because they grew up the same way.
Yeah.
Okay.
Probably.
To me, they
Same
don't seem that
circles.
tight.
I don't think that they're like equals though as friends. I think James Spader feels like he's above and probably is status wise above Blane. So I don't know if they're equals, but I don't know that James Spader's character has that many friends.
Any real friends.
He's got Benny, who's hot to trot.
He does have been.
Kate Vernon.
By the way, okay, so James Spader, I just want to lay this out. He was in Tough Turf with Robert Downey Jr. And then, of course,
Tim
later,
Fields, yeah.
they're in Avengers as
Oh, yeah.
Ultron and Iron Man
Yeah,
together.
that's right.
Um,
And then, of course, also Less Than Zero.
Yeah,
Less
let's
Than
see.
Zero. He's a mannequin with Andrew McCarthy. Less Than Zero with Andrew McCarthy. And then Stargate. Anybody ever seen Stargate?
I have. It's been a
I
long time now,
remember
But I
it.
remember
I like
liking
th- I like that movie,
You know,
yeah.
I forgot he was in Endless Love. He's Brooke Shields' brother.
Woo.
But I saw.
Oh, yeah.
And, of course, The Blacklist. I mean, he's done a million
Yeah.
things
Yeah.
since then.
Okay, The Office, Robert California. My daughter, when she was about the age I was when Pretty in Pink came out, I said, okay, you probably can't imagine this, but Robert California used to be so good looking. So I show her a picture from Pretty in Pink with the hair and where he's kind of looking at Andie. And I said, you know, when I look at Robert California with his receding hair and his gut, I see young James Spader. And she said, that's so funny because when I look at that picture, I'm like, objectively, that guy's good looking, but all I can see is Robert California with his gut and his glasses and receding hair. So,
Still the same
Happens
jerk,
to
though.
us all, yeah.
yeah. Same attitude.
So I want to talk about, eventually I want to talk about whether James Spader as Steff is a better bad guy than Hardy Jens from Some Kind of Wonderful.
Okay.
Tough call. They both do
They're
an
both
incredibly good
jerks.
They really do,
job.
right?
They do, yeah.
And they're kind of different. Like one's like the Richie and one's like the quarterback,
Yeah.
I think. But,
Yeah.
But he still has money. He has a nice car.
right.
Whatever.
Right. Okay. Harry Dean Stanton gets second billing in this movie as her dad.
Interesting.
He had been an alien.
He'd been an
Yeah.
alien.
He's probably the bigger star at the time.
Yeah. He doesn't wear clothes through the entire movie.
He's got the wife beater.
He, like, literally, he's giving her hugs. I'm like, dude, you're in your robe.
When
Come
he's
on,
talking
Dad.
to Duckie out on the porch, I am completely distracted by how much hair is growing out of his ears.
You should see it on the big screen.
Oh,
I'm not kidding.
I had high def. I was right there.
I mean, he's been in Alien. He was in Repo Man, Red Dawn. He played Paul in The Last Temptation of Christ.
Green
Really?
Mile.
Oh, I
Yeah.
didn't know that.
He's in The Green Mile. Yeah. Dream a Little Dream, which, remember we talked about the Stanton-Walsh rule that Roger Ebert had. You remember this?
No.
So Roger Ebert, famous movie critic, had what he called the Stanton-Walsh rule.
Yeah.
And he said that if Harry Dean Stanton or M. Emmett Walsh was in a movie, it was not bad. Like, it couldn't be bad,
It couldn't be bad.
right? Except for the movie Dream a Little Dream, and that was the exception. Which I saw that movie in the theater. That was maybe the worst movie I'd ever seen.
I never saw it. It has the Corys in it, doesn't it?
I shudder to even think about it. Yes, it does have the Corys
And
in it.
Natty Gann, right? Journey of Natty Gann. What's her name?
The girl.
The girl.
And she's a babe, and the rest is horrific. Yeah.
And did you ever see the TV show Big Love about the the polygamous family.
Yeah, with Bill Paxton?
Yes.
Yes.
And Harry Dean Stanton is the leader of the cultish, has young girls as wives.
I have not seen that. Okay.
And he's gross in it. He does a good job at it. But
he's gross.
So it's weird to watch, because I just kind of rewatched that because I was at home. But to see him in that and then watch him in Pretty in Pink, I'm like, this is a very different character.
Yeah.
What do you guys think about the dad character in Pretty in Pink? The whole time I'm like, dude, just get out of bed and go get a job.
We had this discussion, is he a good guy? Is he a bad guy? Nobody was talking about depression. I think he was just had crippling depression, and he kind of needed her to shake him out of it. But he loves her and he cares about her, and he doesn't give, even to Duckies, you can't make her love you. He gives accurate wisdom a little bit from his own heartbreak, but I think he wants to do better. He's not just a terrible, rotten dad, but it is step up and get a job.
But he also lies to her.
Yeah.
He does.
That's true.
He's not honest about what he's doing during the days. And I mean, Andie has to be the mom and the dad and the big brother, and be the adult at the table at all times. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and you were talking about your wife identifying with Pretty in Pink. I felt a little bit more like Andie in high school economically, and I did have both parents at home, but having to pay for a lot myself, which now I'm glad, learning to work hard from a young age. But at the time, you feel like I don't want to have to step up and pay for things myself. I want to be spoiled. The song Wouldn't It Be Good? It's wouldn't it be good to be spoiled in a brand new car like the other kids at school? But Andie has to do too much, more than a high school kid should have to do on their own.
Right.
It's kind of weird, too, how invested he is in if she's been asked to the prom. Does that seem weird to anybody else, that he's just have you been asked to prom yet?
Right.
And are you in love? No, they're not.
And after
in
their
love.
first date, are you in love? They've had one date.
And the dad, a dad going, take the heat. He likes you, you like him. I'd be like, whatever, dump him.
Yeah.
Yeah. Except that maybe she's going to hook up with a rich guy, and that's what they need.
Yeah, he sees
dollar signs.
He's like, here's my meal ticket I've been waiting for.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Okay, I want to talk about Kate Vernon for just a second. Okay. She plays Benny. I don't know if you guys know this or not. Remember Animal House? We talked about Animal House. She is Dean Wormer's daughter in real life.
Oh, the
in
actor?
real life,
in real life, the actor who plays
Yeah.
Dean Wormer. Yes. That's his daughter.
Okay.
Which, to me, I was shocked. He was in Outlaw Jersey Wells and Animal House.
Yeah.
And here's the Three Dog Night connection.
Okay.
She has a daughter with Chuck Negan, who is in Three Dog Night.
Wow. Were they together long?
I think so. Married.
Wow.
I think there's a 20-year age difference, but
She held up well. I saw her, it was an episode of Bones. It was 2010 or something, but she still looked beautiful.
Just on a related note, I saw that Molly Ringwald's sister had a child with one of the members of the band in Pretty in Pink.
Rave Ups?
The Rave Ups.
The Rave Ups, yeah. So,
Really?
Yeah. So in 16 Candles, she's got the Rave Ups written on her little notebook or whatever,
I have a
right?
Screenshot, yeah.
And then obviously they're performing in the club that Andrew Dice Clay is the bouncer at. But I guess in real life, she knew this band and knew them well enough that her sister was impregnated by them.
Got the prom queen impregnated, huh?
Yeah, there you go. I did not know that.
Wow. So I want to talk about Benny for a second because I told my wife, I think of any, the side characters, she is the absolute best. Because for me, I remember high school being super territorial and having these blunt conversations with people where you're telling somebody to shut up. I remember a lot of conversations like that in high school. The F yous behind the back and the, all that, the evil looks and
perfect mean girl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You remember Mean Girls?
I do remember.
Okay. I just thought she was great. And she does little stuff behind the scenes too. She's talking, but not to the camera. She's talking to James Spader and she's like, one step closer to losing my virginity. And she's pawing at him and he's trying to talk to Andie and Blane. I just thought she was great.
I don't rank her above Annie Potts or Jon Cryer, but I think you're accurate that she plays that role well. But I'd like both of those characters better.
Okay. All right. Quickly, we have Christy Swanson as the Duckette at the end. She looks great, and she is Duckie's prize for letting her go.
Yeah.
And it makes everything okay somehow.
It does. Somehow you're like, all right, Duckie, you'll be all right.
Right.
Thank you, Simone.
Yes, that's what I was thinking. No problem whatsoever.
And the fourth wall.
I was going to say, the fourth wall breaking is perfect.
It is, right?
And they debated whether that was okay. But that was after Ferris Bueller, right? Because don't they kind of do that in Ferris?
Before.
Okay.
I think that may have been one of the first
and when it
fourth
worked.
wall breaks.
Okay.
Well, we talked about the fourth wall break that Eddie Murphy does pretty routinely in his movies back when we did Trading Places versus
That's right.
Coming to America, because
right.
in both movies there's a where's my camera?
Yeah.
Like you might find in a bacon, egg, and cheese sandwich. Yeah. So Dweezil Zappa is also in this movie.
Yeah.
He was dating Molly Ringwald at the
Yes.
time. And if you look really closely, in tracks over her shoulder when he comes in and does the dance.
I only noticed when I saw it in the theater.
Me
that
too.
it has
Me too.
Never noticed before. I knew that was him in the movie. Never noticed that in tracks.
So there's a record kind of over her shoulder, and it's the pick of the week, and it's Dweezil Zappa's record.
I did not know that.
Yes. And he's the one sitting at the table with her in the club. His name's Simon. Yeah.
Hear what Simon
And he
said?
can barely take his eyes off the band, and she's trying to talk to him. Well, he was dating her at that time.
Yep.
So I thought that's pretty cool. Gina Gershon.
Barely in it.
She has no
very end.
lines, right?
Yeah.
She didn't say anything.
I'd forgotten she didn't even
She may have like a real short, like maybe a whisper or something like that, but I don't think she's got much for sure.
Yeah. She is in Showgirls,
Showgirls.
which we will talk about this summer.
Yeah.
And she was
Hello
in
Again?
She was in Hello
Way to
Again
go.
with the Cars, which we talked about on Heartbeat City.
Oh yeah. And then we've got the mean girlfriend of Molly Ringwald.
The mean girl?
Oh,
What's her
Molly
name?
Ringwald's
Alexa
friend.
Kinnan.
Oh, yeah.
Alexa
Yeah.
Kinnan,
Yeah.
What was that, Miss Holman?
I said I hope they shrivel up and fall off.
You hope what shrivels up and falls off?
Her breasts, misdeeds.
Shut up.
So she'd been doing little things for a while, but had just kind of started to hit it big. She was in Honky Tonk Man with Clint Eastwood at the same time that she's in this. And then just before this movie gets released, they find her in her apartment dead. She's 23 years old, and no cause of death has ever been released. Like rumors about murder, but I don't think there's any way that would be the case, or we would have heard more about it. So
I looked up her date of death is September 10th of 1985, which is months before this is released. And I kind of missed her character when she left the movie. Like, she gets kicked out of gym class.
Mm-hmm. And then we don't see her again.
And then we don't see her again. Like, we need to see her at the prom, I think.
Yeah.
yeah, and there was a big skip. I mean, there's a big skip because she says, I hope they shrivel up and fall off. There's that whole encounter. Molly Ringwald's like, no, I'm not going to say anything. And then she's like, yeah, I'm going to say something. And then we don't hear what she says. And she's just in the principal's office. And we don't even get exposition as to what she did. We just have the impression that she did something. I kind of would like to have had that scene. I want to see her tear her down.
I kind of wanted to see that too.
And then see her celebrating with her friend afterwards or whatever.
Any thought to the amount of smoking that goes on inside the school?
Yeah.
Like,
both she and James Spader are barely smoking a cigarette, throwing it on the floor and putting it out right there in the hallway and the stairway and stuff.
Okay, but to be fair, in the 80s, do you remember?
We had a smoking.
We had a smoking
K-Hall was the
hallway
smoking.
at our house.
in a hallway?
It was actually
Inside the building?
technically outside.
Well, it was technically going to the courtyard outside. But
Okay.
you hoped you didn't have a class in that hallway because it smelled of smoke.
Interesting.
Cigarette butts everywhere. But yeah, you didn't have to go in the boys' room to smoke.
All right.
Yep.
By the way, Alexa Kinna almost got the role of Reagan for The Exorcist.
Yeah.
And then, of course, the Dice Man, Andrew Dice Clay, as the bouncer at the club.
All right, my advice to you is, dump her. Lose her. You don't need that. You see what I'm saying? You see the point I'm trying to make? Love's a bitch, Doc. Love's a bitch.
Sage.
Yeah, he's
Words of wisdom is all he's got for the whole show.
if you worship the duck.
Yeah.
Little
Yeah.
with his arms.
He's working his routine,
Yeah.
right? Before he takes over the world in just a couple years
Yeah.
after that.
Yeah.
Okay, that's it for casting for Pretty in Pink.
Okay. Thank you guys for tuning in for this episode. Come back next week. Join us for the next episode where we're going to talk about casting for Some Kind of Wonderful. We'll talk about music. We'll talk about tidbits. And then we'll give you our final judgment on, number one, which movie got the ending right, if either or if both, or if one or the other. And then our final judgment as to which of these movies is the best. We'll see you guys next week.
Come off like a dirty shirt.